is Fox News at 9.
We're taking a closer look at COVID cases in Bexar County. Our investigative team looked at the city's COVID dashboard data and found the zip codes with the highest and lowest case percentages. As Fox San Antonio's Yami Virgen reports, there are some disparities.
I had to explain to them that it's okay. If I didn't make it, it was going to be okay.
That is what Lucy de Hoyos told her kids when she thought she was going to die from COVID. She battled the disease for 2 months last summer.
I was afraid, but I needed to tell my kids I wasn't afraid.
Right now, the case numbers are going down, but after looking at the city's COVID data, we saw a clear line separating residents in North and South Bexar County.
COVID has struck population groups that are at greater risk of chronic disease, that also have to be out in public more often given the nature of their work, are often living in closer quarters.
David Johnson with Foresight Health says the disparities are seen throughout the country, not just here in Bexar County.
There is this theory that your zip code is as important or maybe even more important than your genetic code in determining your health outcomes.
These are the 5 zip codes here hit the hardest by this deadly disease. Let's start with 78226. That's the area just south of Highway 90. It includes the Kelly Field area, the old Levi Strauss factory, and San Fernando number 3. 972 people have tested positive here. 90% of the residents are Latinos. In 78236, which is the Lackland Air Force Base area, they've had 2,546 cases. 78224, that's down by 35 South and 410 South. The area includes South San High School, South Park Mall, Palo Alto College, and Texas A&M San Antonio. There have been here 3,181 cases. 91% of those who live here are Latinos. Right next door on the south side, 78211, the Tierra Linda area and South San Antonio. Their total cases so far, 4,397. 93% are Latino. And finally, 78237, the heart of the west side includes Edgewood, Las Palmas, and Rosedale Park. This zip code has seen 5,932 cases. 95% of those who live here, like the Hoyos, are Latinos.
I honestly never thought it would happen to someone in my family.
Lucy survived, but her brother died just last week of COVID.
I donate my plasma every 2 weeks to try to get it to the hospital for those that are positive, but I couldn't save my own brother.
Lucy, like many in this zip code who contacted us through social media, say access to testing and healthcare is one of the reasons this area, in their opinion, has seen so many cases. The other, Lucy says, is cultural.
Hispanics are together more. You know, you always have to hug them. You always have to, get together. And that has a lot to do with it.
The median income in these 5 zip codes is just over $19,000. 78237 and 78211 are communities where at least 25% of the households do not speak English very well. Now you're about to see how where you live and how much money you make factors into testing positive for COVID-19. The average income for residents living in these zip codes, nearly $45,000 a year. More than twice as much as those living in the top 5 zip codes. And whites outnumber Hispanics here, even with 60% of Bexar County's population being Hispanic. Johnson says there are 2 ways we can help stop the spread, no matter what your zip code is.
Practice social distancing when and wherever possible and get vaccinated.
To hear more from Johnson, you can go to our website, and you can also go there to find the data that we use for this research. That's at foxsanantonio.com. Yami Virgen, Fox News at 9.